Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. I do have one quick favor before we get to the video that you came here for, and that is very simply this. You see that little red subscribe button below this video? Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. It really does help me. It really does help this channel grow and my audience grow. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And now, here is the video that you came here for. All right, last little topic, and I'm going to make it really, really quick. I just want to give a shout out quickly to Cincinnati and BYU because, as I've said 1,000 times at this point, it's gonna be a struggle to get to a fourth team in this playoff, right? And this is my argument every year. We got to expand the playoff. No, we don't. We can't even find 4 good teams. Last year we had LSU, Clemson, and Ohio State, and then we threw Oklahoma in, and they got slaughtered. It was 49-14 at halftime, and the game was over by the middle of the first quarter. Okay. So that's one. But 2, this year, again, for the 1,000th time on this episode, it's going to be really hard to find a fourth team. And I'm not going to get into it again. What I am going to say, though, is if there's ever a year to consider a non-Power 5 team, this has to be the year because there's 2 really good candidates that I'd like to see get a shot. One is Cincinnati and one is BYU. And maybe I'm a little biased on BYU, because I host Fox Sports Radio every Saturday night, and I'm on at midnight Eastern, 1 a.m. Eastern when BYU's playing. But they're really fun to watch, and they're really dynamic offensively. And if you look at the stats, they're really, 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 really good. Not saying they're Bama, not saying the competition is great, but if you look at what BYU does, over 540 yards of total offense, they've played 7 games, okay? And in 6 of them, they've scored 40-plus points. They also have a kid named Zach Wilson at quarterback who the NFL people are finally starting to say, this kid might be a first-round draft pick. Everyone wants to compare, I think Mac Jones is kind of getting that Joe Burrow love of, coming out of nowhere and doing that thing. Zach Wilson's pretty good. 2,100 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 75% completion percentage, and he's getting some real buzz as an NFL quarterback. And I understand BYU hasn't played anybody. They're an independent. It's hard for them to schedule good teams, especially this year when I think they had 3 Pac-12 teams and a Big Ten team scheduled. All those teams canceled. No out-of-conference games. They returned, but again, no out-of-conference games. But I look at BYU, and I'm just saying, rather than see Notre Dame get into the playoff if they lose twice to Clemson, or Georgia get in as a 2-loss team, or A&M get in as a 2. Why can't we give BYU a shot? At least they'd be entertaining. At least it'd be different. At least it'd be unique. It's a conversation worth having. Same with Cincinnati, who just destroyed Memphis on Saturday. And Cincinnati's kind of the opposite. They play great defense. Luke Fickell, coming from Ohio State, former defensive coordinator over there. They are phenomenal on defense. They're 7th in the country in scoring defense, but that's a little bit deceptive because of the 6 teams ranked ahead of them. 3 of them have played 1 or 2 games. So they basically have a top 5 defense nationally. They're beating the brains out of everybody, and they actually play in a legitimately good conference. Now, the problem for them, the teams on their schedule are not as good as we expected, so they play Central Florida late in the year. Central Florida's not as good as we thought, and I get it, right? I get that a Texas A&M, a Notre Dame, a Georgia, a Florida is week to week playing tougher competition than these 2 teams. And I'm not saying it'd be perfect and they deserve it and I'm going to fight to give them an opportunity. But I'm just saying if there's ever a year we've established there's 3 really good teams and nobody else, why not give Cincinnati a shot? Why not give BYU with an NFL quarterback a shot? Because I'm sitting here saying, damn, man. I don't know. I'm just saying, I've seen what Georgia can do against Bama. I've seen what A&M can do against Bama. We'll find out if Notre Dame is really on the level of Clemson this week. I'm just saying, I think if either of them finishes undefeated, they at least deserve to be in the conversation, and we'll see what happens.